Almost 2000 years ago, there was a young sage named Ashtavakra. He once walked into the court of the greatest king of India at that time, King Janak. As soon as he entered the courtroom, every warrior, every person standing there laughed at him. Do you know why? Because Ashtavakra was bent at 8 places. Ever since he was born as a defect. People looked at him and they laughed. But as soon as he walked in, he smiled calmly and he asked, I seem to have walked into the wrong courtroom because I expected seekers to be here, people who wanted knowledge. But I think I have walked into the courtroom of cobblers, men who would judge by leather and not by the light within. Ashtavakra knew one thing which was very evident, that you are not your actions, you are not your body, not your mind. You are a witness, you are consciousness. You are the divine light that was present even before any of this existed. And so, our Ashtavakra sat down and gave the greatest ruler of India the biggest speech he could get. When you remove the mask that covers you, you will truly understand the power that you hold within. I'll give you one more example. A lot of people came here and a lot of people have been speaking about the glorious things they witnessed in life. Similarly, in 5th century, there was another philosopher, Bhartrari. He asked a simple question. When you hear the word fire, when exactly do you understand the meaning of it? Is it at the syllable F, or maybe at the I, maybe at the R? इंडिविजुअल लेटर्स, इंडिविजुअल साउंड्स डू नॉट मीन एनीथिंग, लेकिन जैसे ही वो शब्द पूरा हो जाता है उसका मीनिंग एकदम से फील होता है. इट डजंट ट्रिकल डाउन, इट डजंट वेट फॉर अ स्लो रेवलेशन, इट हैपन्स ऑल एट वंस, एंड दैट इज द पावर ऑफ वर्ड्स. You know what he said next? इसके बाद he said that words are not just basic syllables that you define your life with. Words are in fact the building blocks of a reality. You don't define your life, you don't describe your life. You are building your reality with everything that you speak about. ऐसा नहीं होता है कि आप बोलेंगे कि मेरे से ये नहीं हो पा रहा है या मैं वो नहीं कर पा रहा हूं, तो आप बस कोई इवेंट को डिफाइन कर रहे हैं. At that moment, you're defining a reality. बहुत सारे आप में से लोग हो सकता है might have heard about manifestation. That is a long derivation of this. Because in 5th century, our sages and our Vedas and our ancient texts knew about it. The power of words, the power of affirmation and the power that you hold within you. मैंने आपको 2 stories बताई, लेकिन ये तो इंडियन कॉन्टेक्स्ट में. So let me tell you one more thing. Wittgenstein was a philosopher in 1921. He said the same thing, that his reality is limited by his words. वो जो बोल सकते हैं वो उनकी रियलिटी को इफेक्ट करता है. इसी सेम चीज को हमारे इंडियन फिलोसोफर्स ने स्पोत का नाम दिया था. दैट इज द एनर्जी बिहाइंड वर्ड्स. अब ये सब चीजें मैंने आपको क्यों बताई? इट माइट सीम रुडिमेंट्री एट फर्स्ट, but you have to realize that words, manifestation, and whatever you think can actually become. And I'll give you an example of my life. I was 17 when I first heard about all of these things and I wanted to do everything in my power. At 18, I was awarded a National Science Symposium and Conference award by ISRO. I became a national level athlete. I became a national level footballer. I won numerous national level debates, speech competitions, numerous national level conferences. I created India's largest medical community, which has the best and the brightest students from AIIMS. You might know that in India you have this medical entrance exam known as NEET. It is very tough, but the best and the brightest who clear NEET go into the best medical colleges of India, and I created India's largest medical community, hiring all of them. The community that I created, the companies that I created, crossed more than $100,000 in revenue in last 2 months. Please remember, I come from a very humble background. I come from a middle class family. People have been telling me throughout my life, It is impossible. ये करना मुश्किल है. इस एज ग्रुप में ये नहीं किया जा सकता है. I am 23 right now. I am Aditya Joshi, third year MBBS student, and I created India's largest AIMS community. I created 3 companies, out of which the latest company is working on AI in healthcare. इस कंपनी में हमने जो AI बनाए, जो सर्वर्स बनाए, जो सिस्टम्स बनाए, they were able to correctly diagnose brain tumors in under 30 seconds last month. इतनी एडवांस मेडिकल अप्रोचेस जो बड़े बड़े डॉक्टर्स काफ़ी टाइम ले रहे थे करने में. आई एम नॉट फ्रॉम AI background, but I did it. And that is because I remember what our Vedas talked about. I remember what our ancestors talked about. Your words have power. There is nothing in this world that you cannot do. बहुत सारे लोग आपको बोलेंगे कि समय लगता है चीजों में, समय लगता है चीजें होने में. That is not true. आपको याद रखना है कि श्री कृष्ण ने जब अर्जुन को सब कुछ बताया था, अर्जुन was young. He was paralyzed with fear. He was paralyzed with confusion. He didn't know what to do. He was young. Ashtavakra, he was young. Numerous people across history, they were young when they took the first step. It doesn't matter where you come from. What matters is किस passion के साथ you are ready to put in the work and the efforts. If you can think it here and you have the courage enough to speak it, it will happen. हमारे वेदों में there is one more thing written. They talked about Shreya and prayer. Prayer is the path of familiarity. Prayer is the path of easiness. वो सरल path, वो easy path जो हर कोई लेता है. Shreya is the path of greatness. You don't get that difficulty because you have to realize pressure is a privilege. You get that privilege because you're destined for great things. Mediocrity कोई situation नहीं है. Mediocrity एक choice है. And once you realize that you are having that divine power within you, you can do anything and everything. Your words hold power and you have to realize that. At 23, I achieved all of these things, and that is a testament that you can do anything you put your mind to. You have to realize, since मैं चाहता हूँ जितने भी youngsters हैं इंडिया के, they are the backbone of our country, they have to realize one thing. There is nothing in life known as tough or easy. There is just familiar and unfamiliar. जिन चीज़ों के साथ आप familiar होते हो वो आपको easy लगती है, और जिन चीज़ों के साथ आप unfamiliar होते हो वो आपको tough लगती है. You have to change your mindset. आज के बाद I don't want any of you to say कि मैं ये नहीं कर सकता हूँ, मेरी लाइफ इतनी खराब क्यों है, मैं ये नहीं कर पाऊंगा, because it doesn't matter. What matters is, in this reality, the basic fibers of everything are within your grasp. I started from nothing onto something and then everything. And ये path linear नहीं है, लेकिन ये path असंभव नहीं है. If you have the courage enough to talk about it and you can take the steps to do it, no one can stop you. At the end, हमारे इस आज के TEDx में बहुत सारे लोगों ने आके बहुत सारी चीज़ें बोली है ना. It was the passion I could feel was almost physical, right? At the end, invisible to inevitable. That was the concept being discussed here, right? तो वो invisible to inevitable के बीच में whatever steps you have, believe in yourself and you can do it. You can manifest if you want, you can talk about if you want, but you have to realize what Ashtavakra said. You're not your body, you're not your mind, you're not the actions that people foreplay for you. You are not the image people think of you. You are the divine energy that started way before. And as soon as you take hold of that, there is no reality that you cannot create for yourself. That is all for today. Thank you.